What's going on, guys? I am Kevin Muller. Welcome to Cinephellas. And I am here with my final review for 31 Days of Horror. And it's a film I saw last year in 2024. And I wanted to talk about it last year. And I was almost going to put it on my list for the best of 2024. It was a psychological horror film, and it is called Stop Motion. And it really stuck with me. And if you talk to anyone who knows me, especially my film friends, they will say, "Oh my God, Kevin, he always talks about how much stop motion is a fantastic artistic medium." And they're right. I really admire every stop motion movie that comes out. I think it is so beautiful to look at, and it can seem as flawless as anything created by a computer from Pixar, DreamWorks, whatever studio that you want to think about. So that is what drew me to this movie, on top of it being a horror movie. I have a friend who is really into really weird horror, and he always picks something and says, "Yo, watch this, check it out." And this was one of his picks, and we're going to talk about it. But before we do, let's take a look at a clip from the film.
I want to go. I want to go. What happens when it takes on a life of its own?
This movie stars Aisling Franciosi. It's a very hard name to pronounce. I did do a review of one of her movies last year, which was Speak No Evil, which was the remake with James McAvoy. You probably saw the trailer played 100 times before it was released in September 2024. She was also the lead in Nightingale, a movie from I think 2019, and I really liked that movie. I really liked her performance. But here she plays Ella, who is the daughter of a famous stop motion artist. She also wants to go into the field, but she is not as good as her mother. Her mother and her have a very conflicted relationship, and the mother falls ill, and the mother falls into a coma, and that is where the psychological aspect of this whole thing starts. She is under pressure to prove herself as her own person, as her own artist, and also she has a lot on her plate. You know, her mother's in a coma. Is she going to wake up? She starts working on this film, and I'll expand on it, but that portion of the film was heaven to me. But she meets a young girl, and this young girl does not have a name. She is played by Kaylin Springwall, who is also very interested in the stop motion format. She looks at Ella's work and flat out says, this is kind of boring, and it has no spice, it has no edge. If you really want to tell a story, let me work with you. And the two work together, and that is where the strangers and the horror come, because she gives her ideas that are pretty sinister to animate, and she suggests making the puppets a little more realistic using certain materials. Fenna Josie is fantastic as Ella. I am a fan of her. I just heard about her maybe last year, maybe two. Actually, I'm sorry, Nightingale was 2019. So it's been that long. She hasn't been in that much, but I'm a fan of her, and she plays this role really well. This is a woman at odds against her in life. Her ego is astronomical sometimes, and as I said, the stuff with her mother, her stuff with self-doubt, it is all done very well. It's projected very well too. Since this is a psychological film, the stop motion aspect is used to represent her inner thoughts. And here we go. I'm going to talk about the stop motion aspect. We get to see the creations in real time. She will animate it, and we will see what she's doing with her hands and moving the parts, how it works. But then we get to see all this stuff happen. And when those materials are used, it becomes very creepy. It becomes very weird. And oh my God, did I love it. I loved it. Those scenes were a joy to watch. If you're a fan of this style of animation like I am, this movie is for you. It does get a bit squeamish at points. I rewatched it the other night, and I forgot what she uses for the materials at one point. But yeah, it was pretty disgusting. Also, there is a very memorable sequence where, to get inspiration at a party, she drops LSD, and just imagine a mind as messed up and conflicted as hers on LSD. Director Robert Morgan, who wrote the script with Robin King, both pays tribute to this style and creates one creepy and twisted horror film. This one is on Armando's favorite streaming service, Hulu, and I highly suggest watch it on Halloween. I think this is a great movie to watch on Halloween. It is very creepy. It is very sinister. We got some really good sound design. We got good cinematography. it is just an overall pleasure to watch and a worthy addition to the Halloween season. Watch Smile 2 first, but if by the way, if you want to hear my thoughts on Smile 2, the review is also up. Not only why it is a great Halloween film, but it's also why it was my pick for the best film of 2024. But again, we're here to talk about stop motion. Definitely check it out. I highly recommend it. To all our watchers and viewers on this website, have a safe and fun Halloween. You can check us out on X, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and come to the site. Show us love. Did you see this movie? Do you agree with me? Do you think that this was a really hidden gem in the Halloween scary season? Let me know below. If not, take a gander. I'm telling you, this movie is really good. I liked it, and it's twisted as hell. Thanks for watching. I always enjoy telling you guys what's hot, what's new, and what I love, and this is definitely one I recommend. And with that, I am Kevin Muller, and cheers.